What's with this process of going back and forth and feeling in flow and feeling out of flow? What's with these moments when we're down in the dumps? I ask you, just as I ask myself, is there not something within you? Is there not some light, some possibility, some potential, some being, some state, something that you can talk to, something that you can pull on, a door that can be opened, a knob that can be turned, a place, a knowledge, a way? There's something in there. There's something in there. And when I find myself lost in these states of confusion, what's funny is I meet resistance, and I meet the resistance of my own resistance, right? I resist my own resistance, and that's not the way. That's not the way. Right? Often when we get into the flow and the feel and the habit of feeling good and manifestation consciousness, once we meet resistance, we start to wonder. We say, why is this resistance happening? What is it in me? And then we want to double down on our own whatever it is, rather than surrendering and allowing. I don't have to know. I don't have to know. I don't have to know anything in order to feel the way that my soul wants me to feel. I don't have to know anything in order to feel the way that my soul wants me to feel here and now, in this moment. This moment and all the potential that it holds has nothing to do with the resistance that I feel. Those are just stories. All of them are just stories. Spinning, 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 spinning. Whereas being open and allowing and feeling free, there's no story there. There's just the truth of what is in being what you are. It's just that. It's that kind of a recursive mode. The truth of the truth of the truth of the truth of being what you are. Of being what you are. And you can feel the energy start to come towards you, towards the center of your chest. You're like, ah. And you feel it, and you open, and you allow. And that's you. And that's your true natural state. That's the state which you've come here to revel in. To revel in. That's heaven on earth. That's you. In your true form. It's you through this apparatus, through this being, touching down on the one thing that's actually happening here. It's you through this apparatus touching down on the nature of the place from which you came and the place to which you are going. It's the invitation. Well, all of your experience is an invitation to that. And then that you find is an invitation to the one thing as well. That's heaven. And so when we're feeling down, can we do that? Can we do that? Is that possible? Is it possible to step outside of the identification with the one living this experience, these stories, and say, I just am. I am just here. And see, what's interesting is that once you do that, then you start to feel and hear stories that grease the wheels. You start to then fall back into alignment with the next steps, with the action steps, with what we call the feels best next step. because like I've talked about, they talk about in business, what's the best next step? What's the best next step? Rather than focusing on details and planning and all this kind of stuff, they say, just do the next thing. But sometimes that's not even possible when we are especially lost in the muck of these stories of what's wrong. Rather, return to the one with the awareness of what it is you actually are, that you have the choice to choose your awareness. Step into the field of life, of what's actually going on here, the way things actually operate, so to speak, as energy and information and vibration and frequency, as people talk about, whatever that is, not the mechanical. It's not Newtonian, in other words. As people like to say, it's quantum. So step into that field of possibility, that field of everythingness. And then through the divinity of what you are, tweak it. Choose. You have choice. You have the ability to orient yourself. Remember what it is you are in those moments. Forget the stories. Forget anything that's limiting you, anything that's stepping in your way, and say, actually I choose this. Actually I choose to orient myself to my life, to life itself, in a way that greases the wheels back to the knowing of what it is I actually am, and the experience that my soul wants me to have. And then allow. And then just get out of the way and allow. My name is Connor Keys. To learn more about me, you can go to connorkeys.com. To join our free community coaching group, go to livingintheheart.org. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I would love to hear from you. Sending you much love, and I'll talk to you soon.